right. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Drivers. I'm your host and driver advocate, Lamar Sullivan. Riding with us today is a driver out of the Los Angeles market, Eric. Thanks for joining us today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you for joining us. I came across your name as you're one of the top drivers in Los Angeles. Like you take a lot of orders with us, and I just kind of wanted to get your story of how you kind of found us and how you're liking the gig economy.
Well, first off, I retired from the railroad after 27 years, and my son, he had the company before me because he's a fireman out here. He's a captain of the fire department, and he came to me, he was like, "Hey, Dad, you just retired, so I think I got something that might interest you." So I was like, "What is it?" And he was telling me about dispatch and the runs they make, because he would actually do the runs on his off days. And when I seen it, so I was like, "Well, how am I gonna get on?" So he took my phone and he put me on, but it was a situation where he already had the company going, and my name, he would assign me jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So he had like two more people he would assign jobs to me. And just like me, I was taking on more jobs than anybody else.
Yeah.
And so I want to say about 3 months into it, I kind of got tired of him assigning me jobs. And then I went to get my own washboard.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to Kelly, and Kelly reached out to Jimmy. And we kind of made history because once I got my own washboard, it kind of made me feel better because I seen better jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of
Mm-hmm.
the jobs he was assigning me, I seen way more better jobs. The income was way more better. And, in LA, the market is tough out here.
Yeah.
And it's so many different driving companies, but this is the very first time I ever became a driver because, due to my past history, I was working for the railroad.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started driving with dispatch, I kind of fell in love with it. I'm like, hey, this right here is for me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I came into, working with you guys. And once I got my own washboard, then I started doing my own business. And from there, man, I just took the job. I took it and kind of elevated it more than what he ever expected.
Okay. So you kind of jumped into it, not really thinking or knowing whether you would, start your own business from it, just kind of getting a feel for what it was.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So you said you started off under your son's business, and so you spun off to your own.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
sir. And once I really spent off to my own, I seen I want to say a 95% more income on my half,
Mm-hmm.
instead of, because some of the jobs, like all jobs don't pay the same, which we know that.
Yeah.
And the jobs he was assigning me, so like a lot of us guys, we'll pull up by Sunrun, and these guys have washboards, Lamar, and I'm looking like, why I'm only getting $87 and y'all getting $200? And so because
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was assigning me them jobs, and so like I say, man, once I got my own washboard, man, it's been a blessing to be doing your own business and being in control of your own destiny.
Yeah, and I'm sure it is a huge difference. It sounded like you started off. Your son was a courier partner or signed up as a courier partner, and so you were under him, and he probably was taking a percentage of what you guys are making from those orders, and then giving that to you. But now you're seeing the full payout
Benefit.
of what those orders are, and those Sunrun orders are the best paying jobs out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for about a year now, and I have not missed one day.
Okay. All right.
And hey, that'll put you to the top.
Yeah, we'll put you to the top. It's okay to take a vacation. I'll say that. Don't
Right.
work yourself too crazy, but we appreciate your dedication to doing deliveries with us.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate you guys too.
Great. So you found out about dispatch through your son. Do you know how he found out about it, or what did he kind of talk about it before you kind of came aboard with him?
Well, he was actually doing it a year before I even came aboard because I had just retired from the railroad, and a month after that, they had the van. We have a very nice van. It's a
Mhm.
2023 Dodge Ram Pro, and it only had like 23,000 miles. So that kind of raised eyes to me too. I'm not just getting out there doing deliveries for you guys
Mhm.
in a lemon.
Yeah.
So I got some comfortable where I can say, hey, I can run this, I can run these jobs and I ain't worried about having no flack. Because that's the main thing you gotta have. You gotta have something dependable in order to make these runs.
Hmm.
Because as I start learning, on time percentage is big.
Yes. That's the
And
that's the
so
biggest that's the biggest thing that matters.
that's the biggest thing that matters is on time percentage. So me being the kind of person that I am, um, I like to be on time everything I do.
Love
I
it.
think for the most part, the only thing I might be late for is my funeral because I don't have no control over it. But but anything else, I'm kind of on time. And I heard you guys in Minnesota, and my god brother's from Minnesota, so I love that. It's Kevin Garnett. That's my god brother.
Oh wow.
Yeah, KG. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
dang.
I was like, wow, when I seen the Minnesota, I'm like, man, this works. But I have to give a lot of shout out to Kelly and Jimmy, man. They
Mhm.
really helped me a lot because California, you can't even get on California out here no more
Nope.
as a driver.
Hmm.
And Kelly and Jimmy, they really reached out to me. They gave me my own washboard. And I have to be honest with you, um, doing this is way more better than working for the railroad.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question. How does this compare to what you were doing on the railroad?
I mean, you could work 3 hours and make the railroad money in 3 hours, where it would take you to work 8 hours.
Mm, okay.
So I was thinking to myself, man, where have I been all these 30 years when this was going on? You know what I mean, Lamar?
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, that it kind of plays. And now, in life you hold your own destination on what you want to do.
Yep.
And if I could have done this 5 or 10 years ago, oh man, the wear and tear on your body is a whole lot better doing this.
Okay, that's interesting. So you would say you have more wear and tear on your body from the wear of the railroad stuff than
Right,
this.
right,
That's
right.
interesting because we do deliver some heavy things, so that's interesting.
Well, yeah, that's true. But like just give you time. I work out every day.
Sure. Okay.
I'm 63 years old, but in person you would think I'm 33.
Okay. Okay.
So, you know, um, this is a job that, like I said, you hold your own destination, but you have to be very persistent. You have to be on time. And what I learned about this job is that you have to be a people's person
Mm-hmm.
because I understand about this job. When it ain't all right, it's all right, as long as you're working.
Yep. Yep. And having that great customer service goes a long
Customer
way.
service goes a long way, man. Even with the contact support, like if I have a problem, the first thing I ask, like it could be Nicole, it could be Bree, it could be Kimberly. Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Mm-hmm.
And I greet everybody, even Jimmy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's how you get better results when you
Yep.
give people that respect. And me being the type of guy, I like to give everybody their respect because you never know what type of day people having.
Yeah, and I'm sure that kind of thing, brightens up their day a little bit to,
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
only
man.
time to ask how they're doing.
Yeah, and they, like I say, the contact team there, they really work hard, man. You're dealing with people from 50 different states, and when they have time to take out to do a job for you that's helping you, I think
Mhm.
everybody should greet them and say, hey, look, how your day going? How was your weekend? How was the fourth?
Mhm. Mhm.
And if you ever hear from me, that's what you're gonna see.
Love that.
And
Love that. And I'm sure they love working with you because of that.
oh, absolutely, man. Because
Yeah.
sometimes people just need to hear that, though, Lamar, for real. Like, my
Yeah.
day was bad, but somebody just asked me, how you doing today?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think personality is everything.
And I know they'll get a good smile at hear you shout them out on here as well.
Oh man, like, hey, I talked to Kelly this morning. I told her, like, really, Kelly, I know you doing your job, but she really helped me get on a platform where I'm doing my own business now. Instead of someone handing me a job, I get sent my job now, and it changed a lot. Really did, Lamar. It changed a lot, man. It really did. Like you say, Sunrun, one of the biggest competitors, and you know, uh, I don't throw jobs away.
Okay.
What
Glad to
I
hear
mean, you
that.
understand what I mean, right, Lamar?
I do. I do.
Yeah, okay. Nah, I don't. Doing this type of job, the pay is not never the same.
Hmm.
But doing this type of job, you're gonna get paid.
Yep.
So
And
if you throw a job away, you're giving the money to somebody else. So to me, if I don't make what I'm supposed to make today, maybe I get it tomorrow.
mm,
You just have to stay consistent.
yep, and that's a great mindset. And when our support team knows that you are reliable, they'll reach out to you and be like, "Hey, I got this order that I need fulfilled. Can you do it?" And they'll look for orders.
Absolutely. 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 And the good thing about working with you guys, man, we start this early in the morning. Like, you guys are 3 hours away.
Hmm.
So, when you guys just moving around, the sun not even out here, and we up and
Hmm.
moving around. And so that's why, if I was to tell a new driver something, whatever you do, be on time. So if you can't be on time, don't accept the job.
It's, yeah, I wish you could tell more drivers that.
I'm just saying.
That's the number one. That's the number one rule. If
Hey,
you can't complete it on time, do
man,
not take it.
do not accept the job. I ran into some problems because I had a doctor's appointment one day, and they gave me a countdown. And Jim, I reached out to Jimmy, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, I don't want my percentage to drop because I didn't get the job." But so you learn as you go. He said, "All you have to do is go offline, and then you're good." So I would tell anybody, if you got something to do, go offline. And when you think you're about ready to work, you come back online. But if you're available every day, stay online.
For sure, for sure. And so
Yeah.
you said starting to work with dispatch changed a lot. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like um how has working with dispatch kind of
Thanks.
changed, yeah, changed your life, changed, your business? What does that look like?
Okay, so um, me as a person used to making, good money with the railroad. I retired, and I come to see, like, just about the same money I was working with the railroad, I'm making here. And that's kind of like, wow, and you
Mm,
don't even have to work that long. And
yeah,
so now, like, I had days working with a railroad where you have to put in bids on off days, and sometimes your off days might be Tuesday, Wednesday. Working with here, I spend more time with my family where I'm off Saturday, Sunday.
love it.
And the money, yeah, it's really good. I have to say, in California, I can't speak for Texas and everywhere else, but as you learn to work with dispatch, you can make a lot of money. But I wouldn't put nobody in a situation and say, "Hey, man, I got this great job." It's a job for you when it's available. But do not try to say, "Well, hey, Lamar, man, I ain't getting no water, and this is what I depend on." No, you can't do that.
Mhm.
You can't do that. So you have to work this to the best of your ability, financially too, where you is comfortable. Because, like I say, every day is not the same. But far as it changed for me, the pay has been very good, and I appreciate being in the family with you guys. Like I said, I wish I could have done it a long time ago, but I did not know.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, you got in pretty early. Like, we expanded to California, I want to say 2, maybe 3 years ago. So
About two
you really
years.
haven't been in LA for that long. So you got in pretty early on it.
Right. Well, I've run
Yes.
into a lot of guys out here that's been there for 2 years, right?
Mm, yeah.
And, like, they used to look at me and be like, "Man, you taking them jobs?" Yeah. And because I'm an older guy and I know, you keep taking these low jobs, the big one's gonna come.
Yep.
And now they getting the low jobs and I'm getting the big jobs because consistency pays off.
Well, now I'll tell you that our app is set up. The more orders you're taking, the more you accept, the more we're going to keep feeding to you.
Right, right. And I notice it because, I can leave Sunrun and, my dashboard will go off. It could be a paint run for $40. Let me get that. I'm on it. See, because
Yep.
with me, there's no such thing as a smaller pay. If I can't do the job, then I just go offline. But if the job is presented, it's best to take it because they wouldn't be sending it to you if they didn't want you to take it.
That's
I mean,
one
do
way to
that make
think
sense,
about it.
Lamar? I'm just saying, do it make sense?
It makes sense. I
Okay.
wish more drivers thought like that.
Okay. Well, and I know everybody, Lamar, I know everybody's financial ability is different. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And a lot of people probably do depend on this, but and you got other guys that works on different apps. Like I say, this is my first time doing this. I work
Mhm.
with Dispatch,
Yep.
period. Because I'm not going to take no other job. I just speaking hypothetically, you live in Minnesota
Mhm.
and there's a company, just say you working with Curry or something, right?
Mhm.
And they want you to drive from Minnesota all the way, just say South Minnesota, speaking hypothetically. They're not
Yep.
paying like Dispatch.
Mhm.
Dispatch is the number one runner out here. And that is one of the main reasons why you cannot fumble the ball and get kicked off the app because you will not make it back.
Okay. And that's we have there are a lot of drivers that do both dispatch and courier,
They
and
do.
it kind of goes back and forth on who they feel pays better, but it sounds like you feel like we pay better.
Yeah, absolutely. The proof is on the pudding. I done seen, I'm out here with guys. Hey, so at Sunrun, bro, we sit around. The closest to the jobs just about get the job because if you're far away, like we have a Sunrun out here in Corona, we have a
Mhm.
Sunrun in Vista, we have a
Yep.
Sunrun in Santa Fe Springs, and so them like way out the way. So, but in order to get a good job, you have to be around that area in order for the computer to pick you up and send you the job.
Yep.
So I think where we at, Corona is the number one front runner,
Mhm.
you know,
Okay.
and I'm only 10 minutes from there. And that's why it really works out to my benefit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, so what are some of the challenges of being a delivery driver in your area?
Well, the main challenge out here is the traffic.
Yep.
Oh my God. Hey, and that's why, even when you picking up a delivery and to what I would tell people is get there early regardless.
Mhm.
And once you get your delivery and you swipe then leave, it's time to go. But don't wait because traffic out here do not stop. It's ongoing. Sun up to sundown, we got traffic.
Okay, that was gonna be my question. Is there a certain time of day where traffic
No
is
time.
that
There's no
okay,
time.
all
Hey,
day?
I start my day every morning. My first pickup is at 5 o'clock, and it's still traffic in the morning.
Dang.
And when it get late in the evening, um, it's worse. After so it's traffic all the day. You might get a 2 hour window out of the whole day. And
Mhm.
then after that, like we have SOV lanes where you could pay. And I rather pay than sit in the traffic to make my delivery. That's how dedicated I am with dispatch.
And we definitely appreciate that. Are there other workarounds to the traffic or just kind of doing it that way?
Bro, that's the only way. I would advise anybody it's called fast track, to get fast track.
Mhm.
If it costs me $12 to make $100, I'm gonna pay that $12.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
definitely.
biggest challenge out here. And it's competitive out here. It's like I say, a lot of companies, a lot of guys they deal with Curry and Romo, whatever them apps are. But see, me, I'm loyal to the soil because I was brought into dispatch,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm gonna stay because I don't want to be in a situation where, and guys do it and they do it at their very craft. They can have an order here, then waiting over here. But due to traffic, if you're doing it with dispatch and your percentage start dropping on time, then you got a problem.
Hmm.
So me, like I'm not out here like the younger guys just trying to beat the street, and I'm just loyal to who I'm with.
Well, we love that, and that's where some people do get in trouble is, they're doing multiple apps at a time, and they might have multiple orders at a time on both apps, and then one
It's
might force
impossible.
the other to be late, and then it messes up their percentage. And we are not going to really take that into account. Like if you tell us, "Oh, I was doing an order for another app," like we're not going to
I can make
give
it.
you slack for that.
Yeah. I mean, you say, well, I'm picking up over here, so I'm gonna be late. No, it don't work like that, man.
Yeah.
It don't work. But everybody don't think like me, and I can't speak for everybody. But just being a loyal person, that's the only company I kind of deal with because I'm comfortable with how I get paid.
Good, good. We love to hear that. Um, so you've kind of talked about how much you love Dispatch, but specifically, what have you liked about working with Dispatch other than the pay? Like, what do you like about it?
Well, I like the support team. I
Okay.
really love the support team because, like, I ran into a little situation and I was trying to swipe, but it says job not found. So immediately, I reached out to Jimmy, and Jimmy said it's a robot, so go out and come back in. You learn as you go. And I've been here
Yeah.
for a year, and I never had that problem. And
Yeah.
so the biggest thing to me about dispatch is the support team because if I need help, I might can hit you. Hey, Lamar, look, I'm stuck on this app, man. Can you guide me through whatever? And you're not in panic mode
Mhm.
because when certain people get in a situation they try to figure it out themselves. Sometimes that's why they got the support team that you could just reach out. Even if I'm in bad traffic, I could reach out to the support team and what they're going to put in there, noted. It's
Mhm.
good to let them know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, even if you catch a flat or you have, it's always good to have that support team that you can call and can reach out to in certain situations.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And so
they
that's the,
really appreciate the communication because
yeah.
then they can help you more the more you communicate.
So that is the biggest thing to me is the support team because if you don't know, you won't know. So you have to reach out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Love that. So I haven't heard you say anything negative so far, but just if you had to come up with something that we could improve on, what would that be?
I'm going to tell you like this, and I got to be real with you, Lamar.
Okay, let's
Okay.
hear it.
So if you have a system that guys are on the top, right? And the machine is shooting out the jobs. And I know it's not no big eyes and little U's, but I think they should be like you're rated high and the job should come out a little easier for them. Like say for instance, I live about 10 minutes from Sunrun, but I
Mhm,
have to drive to Sunrun to get a job. They would
mhm,
not send me one at home unless I live in Corona. So I wish they could come up with a system to really see. Now on the map, it shows it might say Ontario then Corona. But if you're not at that Sunrun, you're just about not going to get that job unless they done handed all the jobs out, and then they may reach out to you. So I'm
yeah,
hoping if there's any kind of way where they could build a system to say like, hey, you could be, I think Jimmy said one time it's a 40 miles radius, but
mhm,
we got mountains around here, got hill. Anything can happen to where you might not get a job, and if I have to go up there every day, I'll go up there every day to get a job. But I
yeah.
wish they could come up with a way, you know, to really give you the jobs instead of having to come up there every day.
And that's definitely a fair feedback and something that we've heard across different markets of drive. Like in Chicago, one of the Sunrun branches closed down, and so the drivers that were near that branch, they're now the other one is way farther away from them, and they're just kind of like, all right, well now I don't see Sunrun orders because I don't have this branch anymore, and so that was
Absolutely.
they said as well. So I know we are coming up with ways to improve our smart order matching system. So maybe this could be a part of it. We'll see what happens with that, and I'll definitely share this feedback with them.
I
Uh,
appreciate it. I
yeah.
really do, because I just got a notification while we're talking, a job 32 miles away.
Okay.
You know, I mean, how could I take a job 32 miles away when the traffic is crazy right now? 12 o'clock traffic is so
Yeah.
I wish it was a certain kind of way that they could work on, at least for the area.
Yeah.
You know, each area like Vista, Santa Fe Springs, Corona, at least for that area, widen out the mileage just a little bit, you know,
Right.
instead
Especially
of
if you're a frequent driver that goes to that particular sub run. I mean, I think
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So that would help. But farthest wise as how we get paid is great. I love getting paid every Monday. I
Mhm.
love it. The order wise that comes in is I haven't had a problem. Like I said, I had one problem where it could have been the robot where it's a job not found. You know how they assign you a job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Once they assign you a job, you swipe and it wouldn't let me swipe. So
Uh,
and it say not found. So I had to send Jimmy a picture where it's saying not found. And I'm like, I got the order, but it's still saying I think they need to fix that a little bit.
okay. Yeah. So just a little glitch on
A
that.
little glitch. And you're gonna have that. I understand you're gonna have that. But then
Yeah.
again, you have to go back to this. Why you got the support team now.
Yep. Yep. That is what it is for.
So I run to the support team. I know they be like, hey, I'm only gonna call if I'm only gonna chat with them if I need them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that for sure.
But I think that'll be some very sufficient that like I said, I live 10 minutes away, but I still have to go up there to get a job.
That's kind of surprising. I would think since you're pretty close that you would just be able to
Man,
be at home and get them, but I
but it
got
don't it don't
there's probably drivers that since the drivers do camp out at the sun run, that's probably why.
yeah. They camp.
Yeah.
Hey, look, believe me, we camp out.
I've heard stories.
Yeah, we camped out, man. But it's a part of life. If you dedicated and you want to work, you will camp out.
Yeah, yeah, and it ends up being worth it for you. So I get it.
Yeah, it's dedication. Really, Lamar, at the end of the day, is how much you are dedicated to the people that you're working for.
Mhm. Love it, love it. And so, what are some of the most important things to you as a gig driver and a business owner as you're kind of looking? You said you haven't done anything other than dispatch, so
That's
uh,
it.
so is that loyalty? Is that kind of the biggest thing as far as like what gig apps to use, or not really exploring other gig apps? Like explain that.
Well, here's how I look at it, right? And I understand, how the business go.
Yeah.
If you cannot get on dispatch, then you might have to go to Curry, or you might have to go to Roadie. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Or whatever it's gonna take for you to help pay your bills.
Hmm.
But as being a partner, right, you want to keep that in prospect because you're on a good team.
Hmm.
And that's why so many people in California want to get with dispatch, because you guys are the number one out here. And so that's why it helps me a lot. And like I say, I kind of got, it's the old saying, grandfathered in under my son,
Yeah.
because other than that, I never would have. It's like I got friends now be like, "Hey man, how can I get on dispatch?" And when they look up, it might say St. Louis, it might say Minnesota,
Mhm.
and and you can't get on if you're if you're in California, there's no room.
Nope. Nope.
So
Yes, you definitely got lucky in that regard, and that's a blessing
I,
for sure.
well, there you go. I was gonna say, we're lucky. It was a blessing,
Yep.
you know. So
For
it turned out pretty good, man. And like I say, to be real with you, Lamar, I have not missed. The only way I'm gonna miss a day if they don't send me an order.
sure. And
That's the
there
only
are
way I'm gonna
plenty of
miss a day.
orders in Los Angeles.
And when I get off this phone with you, guess where I'm going?
Right back to work.
Sunrun.
Okay.
I'm going
To
up to
wait for the next
Sunrun.
day.
To get
To
that
wait
next
for
day
the next
order,
day
man.
orders.
Yeah, get that next day order. So yeah, man, I love the app. And it's like I said, man, the people on here are so generous and nice and helping people with whatever situation you have. Like I had a situation this morning where I had a $300 run from Chino to San Diego, which is an hour away. It got canceled.
Mhm.
So I hit the support team. They said that the um the company canceled. There was Rock Cafe, whatever it is. You know how to do the gambling little
Yeah,
hotel,
yeah,
and they canceled on me. And so when they canceled, it's okay because I'm going to Sunrun today. I'll be up there waiting on this job. So you can't get frustrated if jobs cancel. Things like that happen.
yeah. It
So
all it all evens out at the end of the day.
it evens out. So yeah, man, I done got on here and kind of like fell in love with this little dispatch thing, man. To be honest
Oh,
with you, man.
we love that. We love to hear that. Love to hear that. We're kind of the main person or
You're
main
front
company
runners. You guys are,
in
yeah,
Los
you guys
Angeles.
are the front runners in Los Angeles, bro. Like, um, I don't know what's going on in Frisco, but like I said, I'm in Southern California. But down here is so many people want to get on dispatch, and there's no room.
Okay. Well, that's good to know that if we ever needed to add more people, we got a whole backlog.
Yeah, man, it's like I'm quite sure, even if guys from LA thought they can get in San Diego up in Vista, it's not even no room up there.
Mm-mm. Nope.
So when you try to get on an app and there's no room, it speaks for itself.
Yeah,
If you ask me, it speaks for itself.
for
So
sure.
yeah, it's a good thing, and if somebody do happen to get on, my advice to them is very important. On time percentage, bro. If you want to make it to the top, be on time. Even if you zoom, just get there. Be there before they get there. And it makes the job a whole lot easier. Because like now out here, it get up to 105 degrees. And
Oof.
some of the guys, they want to start early. So if you get there at 8 o'clock, it's already 90 degrees, and they're gonna be looking at you some type of way. And so I work with a lot of crews, and when they see my name pop up as a delivery, they
Mhm.
already know it's time to rock. He's not gonna be late.
That's good that you have that cachet in the market when you take an order of like they know that you are reliable. And
I'm very
that's what
reliable.
as a driver.
But you know what keep me reliable? My van. My Sprinter
Mm-hmm.
van,
Very
because
important.
I keep my van up to par, oil change, check tires, no engine problems, stay clean all the time. I do not like dirty cars and looking dirty. So
Mhm.
that's how I make my money with my van, and I have to keep it going all the time.
Okay, so I love your professionalism. That's great.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Lamar.
No problem. And so what when you're looking at orders, what are the most important factors that make the orders worth it for you? Like what are the main things that you're looking at to make you want to take the order?
Well, first of all, you have to look at the load. You don't want to take a load that it won't fit in your van because now you have to drop it. And that's a
Mhm.
bad sign. So just say, speaking hypothetically, if I see a load that say have 35 panels, I know that won't fit in my van.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let somebody else grab that maybe have a box truck or whatever it is, right? Instead of accepting the load and then have to release the load. Because um like I say, I've been here a year and I never released the job, but I'd have
Mhm.
seen guys had to release it. And once you get in a pattern of releasing loads, you don't see no loads.
That is correct. Yep.
So I mean, and then let me clarify when I say release,
Mhm.
grabbing the load and you having a load for the next day and you have to release it. Now, if they
Mhm.
give you a countdown and you don't take the load, I don't think that affects you as much as
Yep.
grabbing the load and releasing the load because you could be somewhere with your family and forget to go offline and they give you a countdown.
Mhm.
I don't think you would. Now, I could be wrong. You can correct me. I don't think that would penalize you as
Mhm.
much as grabbing a load and releasing a load. So, with new guys, if you see an order, just don't take the order. Read it first because it give you what 45 seconds
45
to see
seconds.
the order to know if you can accept the order.
Yep, yep, that's exactly right. And like you said, the more a driver releases an order after, I think after three in a row, you
They,
stop being able to see scheduled orders.
yeah, they take you offline.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, I was next to a guy, he was chasing the money. So they'll
Mhm.
send him one on the countdown, he get rid of it. They send him another one on the countdown, he get rid of it. They sent him the third one, and then he was like, man, I'm offline. He released too many orders, partner. Yeah.
So
That's what
I'm not sure if we still do that. I know
oh
the
yeah.
one.
Hey, look, hey Lamar, they do it. I seen it
Oh,
the other day.
okay.
Yeah. I seen it. I seen it. I'm talking about, I'm around a lot of guys, bro. Everybody hungry. And you
Mhm.
throw an order, somebody gonna take every order that comes on that board.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna see no order sit on dispatch board for no longer than an hour because somebody's gonna take that order.
yeah, yeah. And the whole point of us doing that is because we want, if you're online, we expect that you want to be doing orders. And if you are just declining over and over, we are assuming you don't want orders.
You don't want orders. You don't want them.
Yeah,
So, to me, I would tell everybody, just to get your feet wet, kind of get in a rotation.
yeah,
Rotation. Every day is not going to be the same. All money is not going to be the same. But if you can constantly working, you will build up your status and it'll get better for you as you keep working with dispatch.
for sure, for sure. And so, have you had a chance to join any of our webinars that we've done?
I'm on every webinar to come on, but every time I get on the webinar, I press my little hand thing. It's 1,000 people ahead of me. Lamar, y'all tell them, let Eric on one time, man.
I'll keep that in mind next time. I'll look for.
Yeah, I put my little hand up, and before you know it, Jimmy said, "Well, thank you guys. Are you? Hey, man, thank you guys. I hope y'all have a nice day." And I'll be saying, "Man, when is they gonna call me?"
You got to get on there early and like raise your hand immediately.
Bro, as
Otherwise,
soon as the webinar come on, I'm there. I hit my little hand, but it's 1,000 hands going up. So
yep.
I'm like, well, I just sit and listen. But the webinars are great because everybody don't work for Sunrun. Everybody make different deliveries,
Mhm.
Midwest, East Coast, and you get to hear some of their experiences.
Yep.
I hear a lot of guys be talking about pay rate. I had to hold the order. The people went there. Reach out to contact support then.
Hmm.
That's all contact support gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all you gotta
That's what
do.
we're here
Reach out to
for.
contact. Yeah, man, reach and like so I'll be listening, I'll be hitting my little hand thing, and I'll be wanting to say like, everybody got their own situation, but contact support is the main thing on dispatch. and that's what they have to understand.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, I agree with you 100%. A lot of things can be solved or figured out just by contacting support. They more times than not they have the answer.
man, they got look. That's why they contact support because, like, if I just say, just speaking hypothetically, if it is Bree on there, right, and she don't know, she gonna reach out to you or Jimmy or Kelly to find out the answer and give it right back to you.
Yep, exactly.
So, and I rely on that. But just thank God, and I'm blessed that I don't run into too many situations because, like when I leave, pick up, grab my load, and go into my destination, I already have a plan on how it's going to play out. You know, but hey, you know, you got to reach out, man. You got to reach out. And to me, I could be wrong. You can tell me if I'm wrong. Just my personal experience, I think contact support is the biggest thing on dispatch.
Well, and yeah, that's what I would say that's been the biggest thing as far as other drivers that I've talked to. That's what they appreciate about us as well as our support team. And, they call it the same people, Kelly, Jimmy, JJ,
Yeah. Yeah,
the whole
JJ
support.
good. Yeah, JJ good too, man. All them people, man. Like, I done been up there with some guys. Lamar be they hit contact. Hey, well, I ain't got a job today.
Yeah, yeah,
In contact support and let them know, hey, it's how the rotation of the jobs come out.
yeah.
You know,
And we
and
don't we don't
that's
have control over who gets the jobs. It's whatever the customers are throwing out there and where you are in relation to that. We don't have any more control over it.
right. Right. But yeah, I didn't have some, like I said, when I first started, it was a little rocky because I was under my son's direction and he only showed me like 1 week. But I'm like, so what do I do? You have to take pictures, you have to get signatures. He
Mhm.
just gave me the bare minimum, if that's a good word.
Sure,
And
sure, sure. So you had to learn as you went.
oh my God, man! What one day I ain't gonna hold you. I know you busy, but one day, man, I got the wrong address. People there waiting, and like hey, my son. Now he calling me. Where you at? I'm like, I'm right. I was a block over, but this a week
Mhm.
when I first started. So
Sure.
but once you get to going, man, and your craft is good and you understand on how dispatches work, it's really a good and easy format for you to just learn how to make some decent money and have a nice day though, Lamar, for real.
Good, good. I love all that you're saying right now. uh, so why should other people drive with dispatch in your opinion?
Well, if you can get on, if you
Mhm.
get on, it's a great company. You can depend on. You're gonna make great money. Um, they how they send you the jobs, it is so easy, you know. And
Mhm.
like I say, I really don't know how other apps work, but for me with this company, if you can get on, this would be a great way for you can start off. Some people work part-time, I don't know, but
Mhm.
if you want to be a full-time business partner with dispatch, I'd rather go with number one than number two.
Love that. I love that. That's
I
gonna
mean,
go on social media right there.
yeah, that's the best way I could put it, though.
Yep.
I'd rather go with number one than number two. And like I say, if it wasn't for my son them going on with their careers and handing this to me, I'd have been in line like everybody else trying to wait to get on, and ain't no telling how long that would take.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
you would still be waiting for sure.
I'll still be waiting. And so
Yeah.
for any new drivers that do get lucky to come on, um, I really would tell them to take this to heart and do the best you can so you continue to get great orders. Like I say, all orders ain't all. If you make 200 today, that's a blessing. If you make $70 tomorrow, just keep going because the 200
Mhm.
gonna come back one day.
Yeah.
And if you get on, like I say, man, please, guys, please be on time and do not grab jobs and release them. That is the two most important things that keep you going. It'll have you in a world of trouble. I put it like that. You just won't get no orders, and that's not good.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great advice for the drivers at dispatch. And so we're getting to the end here, so I'm gonna just end it off by asking: Is there anything else that you want the driver base to know, or anyone to know? Any last words before we hop out of here?
Last word I'm gonna say: make sure that vehicle is up to par so you can get to your next destination. That's the most important thing in the world. Get that oil change, make sure them good tires on there, and be on time. That's the best thing for any new driver to learn how to do. And don't forget to check in with the support team.
Very important for sure.
That's the most important, man.
All right. Well, thank you very much for chatting with us. That'll conclude this episode of Conversations with Drivers. I want to thank Eric you for joining us today, and thank you for driving with Dispatch. And we'll see you on the road.
Yes, sir. And Lamar, don't forget now, I just got to text some jobs coming out, man.
All right. Well, you go ahead and do that. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, I might have to hit you up if I don't get no job. I might have to call you.
You got my info, so let me know.
Okay, man. I appreciate it, man. And to all the new drivers, bro, that's coming on. Hey, I hope you guys have a blessed day getting on with this company. It's like I say, I'd rather do number one than number two. And right now, we on top.
Love it. Great way to end.
Yes, sir.